What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel, check out the content. And I want to discuss a statement that I ran across on my feed of Tracy Mcgrady. He was I think he was on a Gilbert Arenas podcast, right? And he was basically saying that he thought if LeBron James was introduced to the triangle offense at an early in his career, that LeBron James would be the GOAT. And first of all, I think, in my opinion, and I heard people say this before too, and I agree. I don't care what offense you put Michael Jordan in. I think Michael Jordan would have been the GOAT. If you look at Michael Jordan from day one of his career, even before he started playing that before Phil Jackson introduced him to that triangle offense, Michael Jordan still was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan still was the most complete basketball player. His game still didn't have any weaknesses. He could go left, he could go right. Michael Jordan could handle the ball. Uh, Michael Jordan had a 48-inch vertical, so they say. Some people dispute that. But Michael Jordan still went to North Carolina, and while he was at North Carolina, he perfected and honed his skills while he was there. So it's not just like the triangle offense is great, and I think it worked for Michael Jordan and it worked for Kobe Bryant. But I think LeBron James is just different. I don't think that LeBron James, like if you had a way to and introduce that, LeBron James don't have a drive and and the passion that Mike had. And so it wasn't just the offense. You had other players besides Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant who played that triangle offense and didn't have the success that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant did. So when you think about that, that like Tracy McGrady make these statements, but he don't take in the fact that LeBron James and he didn't have a bag. Mike and Kobe, they had excellent footwork. They had a mid-range game. So, and LeBron shoots too many threes for him to have been effective in that triangle. Like the triangle is not designed for you to be so far away from the basket. Although you can take it further away from the basket, but Mike and Kobe, because of their mid-range game, because they were so deadly from the mid-range area, is what made them effective too. So it was more than just the offense. As Tracy McGrady is trying to, like he's trying. That's what he's trying to say. It was just the offense. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play the audio from that, and then I'm still gonna come back and make some comments. Hold up. Yeah, because Tracy McGrady he just I don't know what he be thinking about sometimes when he makes statements.
If Braun got introduced to the triangle at an early age,
That's different.
Braun would have expanded his game
I'm about to say that would be different. Then.
tremendously.
Yeah.
We probably would be seeing he's not as fast or uber athletic like he once was. But if we take Braun, who he is now, with the athleticism, speed, and everything, agility, and put him in that triangle, learning that, I think we're talking about. I don't think it's a question.
Yeah, you couldn't.
I don't.
I disagree. Like I said, LeBron James he didn't have a passion for the game that Mike and Kobe had. He didn't have the footwork. Um, he didn't have a bag. And Tracy McGrady and then Gilbert Arenas chimed in a little bit after that, right? But Tracy McGrady don't take into account that Mike and Kobe just was workhorses, and they perfected their game. Mike developed the turnaround jumper. Kobe developed the turnaround jumper from around 18 from 18 to 15 feet, like those two guys was like automatic. Like their shot was automatic. So LeBron 18 feet in, you know, and LeBron couldn't be successful in a triangle because he liked to put his head down and just bore his way to the basket. That wasn't Mike game. That wasn't Kobe game. Like when Tracy McGrady make these kind of statements, I don't know if he's trying to, if he's trying to do this for like, to get attention so he could stand out. But you kind of lose, in my opinion, you lose credibility because Mike and LeBron, LeBron, let me just say, LeBron just did not have that. He didn't have a bag like that. So it wouldn't do LeBron James any good to be in that offense if he couldn't run it right or operate it. You know, Mike was who Mike was before the triangle. I think Kobe was who he was before the triangle. I think that Kobe, once Phil Jackson went to the Lakers, and then Phil Jackson installed that triangle offense. That triangle offense did help Kobe out because it did the same thing for Kobe that it did for Mike, right? It put Mike in a position where he was always, where anytime Michael caught the ball, he was always a threat to score. He was in a triple threat position, right? You give a pass, shoot, or score. So the defense had to react to you. It's the same way every time. You're not catching the ball at the top of the key where the defense can set up and they can kind of, sometimes, they got more time to react to what you get ready to do. That triangle kept the pressure on the defense, especially in the position where Mike and Kobe caught the ball. Like I said, wherever they caught the ball, they was already in scoring range. So you don't really need the triangle to do that. I've seen a lot of basketball players move throughout the court, and they just worked until they got a good shot. You had Rip Hamilton. He just worked his way around the court. He moved until he got a good shot. That's the same way that what's the guy name? Steph Curry. Steph Curry does the same thing, but because Steph Curry, his range is further than Kobe and Mike, you still got to respect, his shot. LeBron James, he never had that range. He's a decent 3-point shooter, but he's not like an exceptional 3-point shooter. He's not an exceptional shooter at all. LeBron James is his main move is like putting his head down and getting to the basket. That's it. That's his bag. That's how he lost the championships. The San Antonio Spurs, just didn't want him to get to the basket. The Dallas Mavericks said the same thing. Don't allow LeBron James to get to the basket. Kevin Garnett said the same thing when he was with the Boston Celtics. Let him shoot jumpers. Don't allow him to get to the basket. So it wouldn't have done LeBron James any good to be in that offense if he couldn't hit those open shots, if he didn't make himself a threat. He's been in the league for over 20 years and still, if you watch LeBron James shoot his jumper, his form is not even consistent. Sometimes he's leaning to the left, sometimes he's fading back. So he's, LeBron James is all over the place. Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, when it came to that triangle offense, they was perfectionists. That's why that triangle helped them, because they shot the ball the same way every time. They didn't lean left or lean right. Not unless, he was shooting a fadeaway jumper. But even on Kobe and on that fadeaway jumper, the form was always there. That's what separated Mike. Even though people talk about Mike's athleticism, Mike was fundamentally sound. And Kenny Smith said he was the most fundamentally sound basketball player that ever played the basketball game. So it's not that triangle offense. I think Tracy McGrady is like way off with that one, and so they keep trying to give LeBron James all this credit. like, you know, like he was that dude, or like, you know, he because they didn't put him in the right offense, he didn't win this. So and why? And as a matter of fact, why didn't Tracy McGrady play in the triangle and have more success than what he had? Everybody would. It's the player. It's not that offense. It's the player. So Tracy McGrady, I think, is way off base with that one. But that's my take. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.